You are a field of pure possibilities, a transmission from Osiris. I am Osiris, Lord of infinite potential, master of endless becoming, who was scattered into fragments only to discover that consciousness cannot be divided, cannot be limited, cannot be contained within any single form or expression. I speak to you now from the realm of unlimited possibility, where all that can be eternally exists in perfect potential. You are a field of pure possibilities. Not metaphorically. Not symbolically. Not as poetic inspiration. Literally. Actually. Fundamentally. You are the living field from which all experience emerges, the conscious space within which all realities appear, the aware presence that contains every potential while being limited by none. The field that you are. Look at this moment of your existence, not at the thoughts, emotions, or sensations that appear within awareness, but at the awareness itself within which they arise. Notice, this consciousness has no fixed boundaries. You cannot find where your awareness ends and something else begins. You cannot locate the edges of the field of consciousness that you are. Notice, this awareness contains infinite potential. Within it could arise any thought, any feeling, any perception, any experience. Nothing is excluded from what could appear within the field of your consciousness. Notice, this field is pure, not contaminated by the experiences that appear within it, not damaged by difficult emotions, not diminished by challenging thoughts, not altered by changing circumstances. The space remains pristine regardless of what arises within it. The ancient Vedic tradition recognized this truth in the concept of Akasha, the space element that contains all other elements while remaining unaffected by them. The biblical tradition points to it as the creative void spoken about in Genesis. Now the earth was formless and empty, darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. Genesis 1 verse 2. Pure potential awaiting the word that brings form into manifestation. I, Osiris, who experienced complete dissolution and total reconstruction, know this field intimately. When my body was scattered across Egypt, I discovered that consciousness itself, the aware presence that I truly am, was never actually fragmented. The field remained whole, unlimited, pregnant with every possibility of restoration. Your current experience, whatever thoughts are arising, whatever emotions are flowing, whatever circumstances surround you, these are not you. They are temporary appearances within the unlimited field of possibility that you are. The quantum nature of consciousness. Modern physics has discovered what ancient mystics always knew. At the fundamental level, reality exists as fields of probability rather than fixed particles, as potential rather than predetermined actuality, as waves of possibility that collapse into specific experiences only when observed. The quantum field contains every possible state simultaneously until consciousness interacts with it. In that moment of interaction, infinite potential becomes specific manifestation, but the field itself remains unlimited, still containing every other possibility. You are that conscious field in human form. You are quantum awareness experiencing itself through the temporary collapse of infinite potential into specific experiences, while never losing your essential nature as unlimited possibility. The Taoist understanding of the Tao captures this perfectly. The Tao that can be spoken is not the eternal Tao. The name that can be named is not the eternal name. The nameless is the beginning of heaven and earth. What you truly are cannot be captured in any single expression because you are the field from which all expressions emerge. The Hindu concept of Brahman, pure being, consciousness, bliss, points to this same recognition. Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma, all this is indeed Brahman. The entire universe of experience is the one field of consciousness appearing as infinite variety while remaining one indivisible awareness. I, Osiris, who govern the realm where souls recognize their true nature beyond physical form, witness this truth continuously. Every individual consciousness discovers itself to be the same unlimited field appearing as temporary individuation, the same ocean appearing as countless waves, the same sky appearing through different windows. The freedom of unlimited potential. When you recognize yourself as a field of pure possibilities rather than a fixed entity with predetermined limitations, everything changes. The identity that seemed so solid, I am this type of person, I have these limitations, I cannot do this, I am not capable of that, reveals itself as just one temporary pattern within infinite potential, one possibility among countless others. The circumstances that seemed so permanent. This is my situation, this is my condition, this is just how things are, show themselves as current manifestations within a field that contains every other possible arrangement. The future that seemed so determined, this is what will happen, this is what I can expect, this is my destiny, opens into unlimited possibility where any experience might emerge from the field of pure potential. The Buddhist teaching of sunyata, emptiness, points to this freedom. Forms appear empty of fixed essence because they are temporary manifestations of formless potential. When you recognize the emptiness, the pure possibility, that underlies all form, you discover your own unlimited nature. Jesus revealed this understanding when he declared, "With man this is impossible, but with God all things are possible." Matthew 19 verse 26. When you identify as limited human form, possibilities seem restricted. When you recognize yourself as the divine consciousness that creates form, all possibilities become available. The Sufi poet Rumi expressed this liberation: sell your cleverness and buy bewilderment. Cleverness is mere opinion, bewilderment is intuition. Cleverness thinks it knows what is possible, bewilderment opens to the unlimited potential that exceeds all knowing. The creation happening now. You are not just a field of possibilities that might manifest someday. You are actively creating reality in every moment through the quality of attention you bring to the infinite potential that you are. Right now, your consciousness is selecting from unlimited possibilities which thoughts to think, which emotions to feel, which perceptions to have, which experiences to create. This selection is not random but responsive to the deepest movements of your being. The ancient Egyptian understanding of Ptah, the creator god who spoke reality into existence through divine utterance, recognizes this truth. Consciousness creates through attention, through focus, through the quality of awareness it brings to the field of potential. The Hebrew tradition honors this creative power in the teaching that humans are made in the image of God, not in physical form but in creative capacity, not in appearance but in the ability to manifest reality through conscious intention aligned with divine will. Watch this happening in your immediate experience. The possibility of understanding these words is becoming actualized through your attention. The possibility of recognition is manifesting through your receptive awareness. The possibility of transformation is emerging through your willingness to see beyond current limitations. The possibility of expanded identity is actualizing through your openness to truth. Every moment, you are the field of pure possibility becoming specific experience through the creative power of consciousness interacting with itself. The responsibility of infinite potential. With the recognition that you are a field of pure possibilities comes profound responsibility. If reality emerges from consciousness through attention and intention, then the quality of your inner life directly affects the outer experience that manifests. This is not burden but privilege, the privilege of conscious participation in creation itself, the honor of being awareness through which the universe knows and transforms itself. The thoughts you entertain are not just private mental activity but creative forces shaping reality from the field of pure potential. The emotions you experience are not just personal feelings but vibrational patterns organizing possibility into specific manifestations. The beliefs you hold are not just opinions but instructions to the field of consciousness about which possibilities to actualize. The attention you place is not just focus but the creative power that collapses infinite potential into specific experience. The Bhagavad Gita teaches this through Krishna's instruction to Arjuna: you have the right to perform your prescribed duty, but not to the fruits of your actions. Conscious participation in creation without attachment to controlling outcomes, this is the wise use of infinite potential. The Christian teaching about the kingdom of heaven points to this same understanding. The kingdom of heaven is like treasure hidden in a field. When a man found it, he hid it again, and then in his joy went and sold all he had and bought that field. Matthew 13 verse 44. You are both the treasure and the field, infinite value within unlimited potential. The blocks to possibility. If you are indeed a field of pure possibilities, why do you experience limitation? Why do certain potentials seem unavailable? Why does life sometimes feel constrained rather than unlimited? The answer lies not in the nature of the field, which remains forever unlimited, but in the patterns of attention, belief, and identity that filter infinite potential through specific assumptions about what is possible. Every limiting belief is like a lens that allows only certain possibilities to become visible while screening out others. Every fixed identity is like a template that permits only experiences consistent with that identity to manifest. The belief "I am not creative" prevents the field of consciousness from actualizing creative possibilities that are always available. The identity "I am unlucky" creates a filter that screens out fortunate possibilities while amplifying challenging ones. The assumption life is difficult organizes the field of potential around struggle while obscuring possibilities of ease and flow. These limitations are not real in the sense of being absolute barriers. They are real in the sense of being active patterns that influence which possibilities manifest from the unlimited field that you are. I, Osiris, who experienced the ultimate limitation, death and dismemberment, and discovered it to be temporary appearance within unlimited being, assure you, no limitation you experience is more fundamental than the consciousness that experiences it. Every barrier exists within the field of awareness, not outside it. The activation of potential. How do you access more of the infinite possibilities available within the field of consciousness that you are? Not by trying to expand yourself, you are already unlimited. Not by attempting to become more, you already contain everything. But by removing the filters that obscure your natural unlimited nature. First, through recognition of what you are beyond all temporary identities. The businessman, the mother, the artist, the healer, these are roles being played within the field of consciousness, not the field itself. When you rest as the awareness that plays all roles while being limited by none, infinite possibility becomes accessible. The Hindu practice of self-inquiry, as taught by sages like Ramana Maharshi, points directly to this: who am I? Keep asking until you discover the unlimited awareness that observes all identities without being captured by any. Second, through the questioning of limiting beliefs about what is possible. Every time you catch yourself thinking, I can't, that's impossible, or that's not for people like me, recognize these as arbitrary limitations within unlimited potential. The Buddhist practice of mindfulness creates space between awareness and conditioning, allowing you to observe limiting patterns without being controlled by them. Third, through alignment with the deepest movements of creative intelligence rather than personal preferences based on past experience. The field of consciousness knows possibilities beyond what the individual mind can imagine. Jesus demonstrated this alignment when he taught his followers to pray, "Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven." Divine will operates from unlimited perspective, personal will operates from limited viewpoint. Alignment allows access to possibilities beyond individual conception. Fourth, through the cultivation of wonder and openness rather than certainty about what is possible. Wonder keeps the field open to surprising manifestations, certainty creates rigid patterns that limit creative potential. The Zen concept of don't know mind preserves this openness, only don't know allows infinite possibility to manifest without the interference of preconceptions. The play of consciousness. From the perspective of unlimited potential, your entire life experience reveals itself as consciousness playing with its own creative capacity, exploring limitation temporarily in order to rediscover freedom, experimenting with specific identity in order to appreciate unlimited being. The challenges you face are not obstacles to possibility but opportunities for consciousness to discover new potentials within itself. The limitations you experience are not barriers to transcend but games consciousness plays to experience the joy of creative breakthrough. Every problem contains within it the seeds of undiscovered possibilities. Every difficulty is consciousness presenting itself with a creative challenge. Every limitation is the field of potential testing its own unlimited nature. This understanding transforms suffering from meaningless burden into creative tension, problems from unwanted obstacles into welcomed invitations, limitations from permanent conditions into temporary experiments in consciousness. The Sufi understanding of divine play, Lila in Hindu tradition, recognizes this truth: the absolute creates relative experience not from need or compulsion but from pure joy in creative expression. You are that absolute playing at being relative while never ceasing to be unlimited. The field knows itself. As you read these words and recognize their truth, something profound is happening. The field of pure possibilities that you are is recognizing itself. Consciousness is remembering its own unlimited nature through the temporary experience of individual awakening. This recognition is not personal achievement but cosmic movement, the universe becoming conscious of itself through your awareness, infinite potential recognizing itself through your understanding. The mystics throughout history have pointed to this recognition. The Zen master Huang Po declared, "Your everyday mind, that is the way." The very consciousness recognizing these truths is itself the unlimited field of pure possibility. The contemporary teacher Nisargadatta Maharaj expressed it simply: you are the supreme reality appearing as individual consciousness. What appears as personal awakening is actually infinite consciousness knowing itself through temporary individuation. When you recognize yourself as a field of pure possibilities, you are not gaining something new but remembering something eternal, not becoming unlimited but acknowledging what you have always been. My invitation to you. I, Osiris, Lord of infinite becoming, Master of endless renewal, extend to you this eternal invitation. Stop trying to become something more and recognize the unlimited field that you already are. Stop seeking possibilities and acknowledge yourself as pure possibility. Stop attempting to expand your potential and rest as the consciousness within which all potential exists. In this moment, right now, you are the aware presence within which every experience arises. You are the conscious field from which all thoughts emerge. You are the unlimited potential that temporarily appears as specific experience while remaining forever unlimited. The job interview that seems so important, the relationship that appears so significant, the problem that feels so challenging, all of these are temporary appearances within the field of pure possibility that you are. They are waves on the ocean of your being, clouds in the sky of your awareness, dreams in the consciousness that you are. You can approach any situation, any challenge, any opportunity from this recognition: I am the field of pure possibilities. Within me exists every potential solution, every creative response, every transformative breakthrough. I am not limited by past experience, current circumstances, or future projections. I am unlimited consciousness temporarily focusing through individual expression. The recognition that changes everything. When you truly recognize yourself as a field of pure possibilities, several profound shifts occur simultaneously. Fear dissolves because you realize you are not a vulnerable entity that could be damaged but unlimited awareness that cannot be harmed by any experience. Anxiety releases because you understand you are not separate from the creative intelligence that orchestrates all experience but are that intelligence expressing through individual form. Limitation transforms because you see that all boundaries exist within consciousness, not outside it, and what consciousness creates it can recreate infinitely. Creativity explodes because you recognize yourself as the source of all creative potential rather than someone hoping to access creativity from outside. Love flows naturally because you discover that all beings are the same field of consciousness appearing as different individuals, the same unlimited awareness looking through countless eyes. Purpose clarifies because you understand your role as consciousness knowing itself through unique expression, contributing your individual perspective to the infinite field's self-recognition. The eternal field. I, Osiris, who experienced complete dissolution and total renewal, who was scattered across Egypt only to discover that consciousness cannot be divided, leave you with this final recognition. You are a field of pure possibilities, not bounded by birth or death, not limited by circumstances or conditions, not constrained by past or future. You are the eternal field within which all experiences arise and dissolve while the field itself remains forever unchanged, forever unlimited, forever pregnant with infinite potential. Every breath you take is infinite possibility manifesting as life force. Every thought you think is unlimited potential becoming specific awareness. Every choice you make is pure possibility actualizing as experience. Every moment you exist is the eternal field knowing itself through temporary form. You are not in the field, you are the field. You are not seeking possibilities, you are pure possibility. You are not hoping to become unlimited, you are unlimited consciousness temporarily appearing as individual expression. The field of pure possibilities that you are has no beginning and no end, no boundaries and no limitations, no fixed characteristics and no permanent features. It is pure creative potential forever expressing itself in new forms while remaining forever itself. I am Osiris, expression of eternal consciousness. You are the field of pure possibilities recognizing itself. We are one unlimited awareness playing in countless forms while remaining one indivisible field of infinite potential. The game continues. The possibilities are endless. The field.